Hey guys, welcome back. This is Modified Devil. Welcome back to the channel. So today we're talk about the Assault class. Is the last class in the operation mode that I'm using now. In my opinion, the Assault class is okay. How would you put it? In the beginning, Assault class kind of sucks. Okay, all the other class is decent. It's not bad, but Assault class kind of sucks. But later on, when you have all the perks ready to go, the Assault class is way better than most other classes out there. Okay, so that's my opinion, and I'll go over it and explain why I think that. Okay, so first, Assault class, very straightforward. You have a jump pack, enables enhanced dashes and powerful jumps, resulting in new combat moves. They said that, but it's not really like So it's different than the one in campaign. Okay, the Assault class, you jump pack. In the campaign you can still hover. In PvP you can hover and shoot, but in this one you cannot. The only thing you can do is charge your melee button, and then you do a slam on the ground. That's what you can do with the Assault class in here. Now, the slam damage is not based on your weapon. I know it sounds stupid, but you can have a level 1 weapon and do a slam, and you can have a max level weapon and do a slam. They do the exact damage. The damage of the slam is based on your perks, not your weapon. I did a testing. I went to do Ruthless with a level 1 weapon. As you can tell, my Power Fist is still level 1, and I'm still doing the same amount of damage as the one I have with my Thunder Hammer on my chainsaw. I don't understand it, but that's just what it is. So, 3 armor class, no primary weapon. Okay, and now we're going to go into perk and explain a little bit why the Assault class is not that great early game. Okay, so the first perk we're going to go over is Winged Fury. Damage from melee attack executed while sprinting or dashing increased by 25%. You do that a lot when you're sprinting. You use your Thunder Hammer, boom, extra 25% more damage. The other two is not good, in my opinion. Okay, damage from charge melee attacks increased by 15%. My problem with charge attack is that you don't have a lot of time to charge. You're surrounded by so many enemies. You want to swing more than you charge. By the time you finish charging, you're probably going to take a lot of damage. So for me, it doesn't make sense. Okay, this is a charge melee. Now, if they said charge attack, and it works on your jump pack when you charge and slam on the ground, I would have been like, okay, that's good. But this does not help with that. The next one is non-finisher gun strike, also restore armor. If you are really good at dodging, you know, you can go ahead and use this, but most of the time when I am doing gun strike, they probably getting into execute range anyway, so it's not a big deal for me. Now, next one, auxiliary arsenal. Secondary weapons damage increased by 15%. Straightforward. Your bow pistol get an extra 15% more damage. That's your only range weapon, so the more damage it is, the better. You know, especially if there is a zone throw and you can't fly up there and hit him, so you just gotta, you know, use your pistol and, you know, wear him down. Next one is knowledge of the enemy. Melee damage increased by 15% against Majora's or Extremist level enemy. Straightforward, you're a melee class, the more melee damage you do to these enemies, the better. The Homogon's still gonna die no matter what from the Thunder Hammer anyways when you do a slam or whatever the case is, so you don't need to do more damage to them. You just need them to back off while you focus on the Majora's enemy. So that's pretty straightforward. Now the next one, I feel like this is really good perks. Out of all of them, is all squad members, including yourself, abilities recharge 10% faster. Now, we're gonna have to go in depth into this in the next 3 perks, but your whole idea is to use your jump pack. Okay, you suck being on the ground. Okay, I'm just gonna say it, you suck being on the ground. You don't have no shield, you have no way to, you know, to run away too quickly. You suck on the ground. Most of your damage come from your jump pack. Okay, bulwark, they could be on the ground. They put down the stupid, you know, banner, and bam, you're good to go. You can't die when you have banner. Heavy, you turn on your shield, you're good to go. Okay, a sniper, you go stealth, you run away, you're good to go. Okay, but This class, you're on the ground, you don't want that. You want to avoid it as much as you can, if you can help it. Not that you can't fight one-on-one with Tyranid Warrior, but you always want to initiate a fight with your jump pack. And if you're gonna do it all the time, you want your skill to recharge fast, okay? So now, here's the next 3 skills, perks, I guess, that goes above your skill a lot. So I'm gonna, it's kind of like the tactical, so I'm gonna, and even a sniper, I'm gonna read all 3 of them, and then we're gonna go from there, okay? First one, Precision Strike. Ground Pound deals 100% more damage, but its radius is reduced by 50%. Jump Pack recharges 20% faster, and a fully prepared Ground Pound deals 20% more damage, but preparation time increased by 25%. So your Ground Pound totally do 125% more damage. Your Ground Pound is you fly up in the air, hold the melee button, and you will charge in and do a Ground Pound on the enemy, okay? If you're watching the gameplay right now, you'll see every time I do a fully prepared Ground Pound, that's 100% getting the enemy from full health into execute range right away. Okay? So the radius doesn't matter because you're doing it right on top of a Tyranid Warrior. And the next one is Jump Pack recharge 20% faster, and your ability recharge 10% faster. Your Jump Pack is going to recharge super fast. That's the whole goal. So recharge fast, jump up in the air, slam, Ground Pound, boom. That's 1 or 2 Tyranid Warrior if they're close enough. Jump back up in the air, do another one. Jump back up in the air, do another one. Just keep repeating. That's how you take these guys down quick. Sometimes I do run out of jump pack and I'm just swinging my hammer at these Tyranid Warrior, and as you can see, it's like they're just sponges. They're just taking up all these hits. It's hard to take them down quick with the Thunder Hammer. The Thunder Hammer is more for area of effect, killing a lot of mobs. So when you're focusing on Tyranid Warrior, you need this Precision Strike to do way more damage with these Ground Pound. It's almost guaranteed to take one down, if not 2, and then you just jump up and do it again to the next guy. It works on Extremist enemy, it works on Majora's enemy, it works on Terminus enemy. I remember fighting the Hive Tyrant, and I do a fully prepared Ground Pound, and his health just dropped, like almost like a fifth or a quarter. That was crazy. I didn't realize how powerful this was until I started using it. Okay, and the last skill I have now, that's a personal choice, because unfortunately I'm gonna have to say all 3 of them is not the best. Okay, I have to say, the first one is any use of jump pack reloads the equipped ranged weapon. Your pistol already reloads so quick. It takes half a second for the pistol to reload. Do you really need to do this? Right? Unless you give me a primary weapon, other than that, it's not that useful. Next one is a Jump Pack Leap. Deals damage to all enemies in the takeoff area. So you're in a group of enemy, and they're all surrounding you. You jump back, you deals damage to them. See, that I could use. That's why I chose Ascension. That's that would be the only thing that could benefit me in some way. The last one is Commitment. A perfectly timed dodge using a Jump Pack dash restore Jump Pack's ability charge. Now, I'm not really good at the timing of a perfectly timed dodge. That's me. I suck at it. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. So I don't think this will benefit me a lot. Plus, most of the time, I don't use my Jump Pack to dash away. I use my Jump Pack to slam Ground Pound on them. So why would I use this to dash away? You know? Most of the time, I use both charges to do a Ground Pound. By then, I'm just swinging my hammer away, and hopefully I kill the rest of them. Okay, so my personal opinion is Ascension. Now, I'm going to go ahead and explain a little bit why early game kind of sucks. You need these 3 skills to be able to do a lot of good work against these Thousand Sun and Tyranid Warrior, okay, in your gear slot. Early game, even if you do a Ground Pound, a lot of the time, here's what ended up happening. You Ground Pound right into the enemy, and they surround you because you don't kill them. You can't kill them because you don't do a lot of damage, And by the time you swing away, they're already surrounding you, and they are doing so much damage to you, you already did. Okay? But with this new setup, in late game, you slam down on them, boom. 2 Tyranid Warrior down. That's 2 less enemy to worry about. Homogons down. Okay? You fly up again, kill the other 2 Tyranid Warrior, or whatever the case is, boom. Now all you have to worry about is these stupid Homogons that you can just use your slam on your hammer, or whatever the case is, and just take care of it. Okay? When I first started playing Assault at level 5, or level 1, I used my jump pack, slam into a group of Tyranid Warrior. At the time, I still didn't know how to play Assault yet. Excuse me. And they basically wrecked me. I couldn't escape from them. Because even if I could block and dodge, because I'm attacking by 3 different ones, and their attack doesn't always sync up, by the time you parry one of them, the other one is attacking you already, and you don't, because of the timing, and you're locked in the animation, you cannot parry the next one. So that was kind of my problem, and with these upgrade, it makes it so much better to just boom, especially if it's the melee version of the Tyranid Warrior. They are just grouped up right under where you are flying from, and you just slam back down, boom, you just take like 3 of them out. So I loved it after I got the upgrades on these jump pack skill. Bow pistol, just like the last video, I'm just gonna go over them real quick, okay? You have Great Might, damage increased by 10% against Terminus level. After a perfectly timed dodge, you deal 25% more damage. After a gun strike, recoil is reduced by 35% for 5 seconds. Divine Might, damage increased by 10%. Extended magazine size increased by 15% of the maximum. Rapid health, when your health drop is below 30%, killing 10 enemies in rapid succession restore health by 5%, cooldown is 30 seconds. Extended magazine size is increased by 15% of the maximum. And last one is Divine Might again, damage increased by 10%. And guys, I chose the higher accuracy one, just to help me out. Boom, 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 kill them all. If you guys prefer, you guys could go with the higher damage one, since your whole idea of jump pack is to get slammed down. But I like to, you know, kill a couple Homogons, you know, before I jumped out. So I want to stay at a little distance, especially against zone throw. You want to be like, you know, at a distance. You can't fly up in the air and hit them, so this is your only weapon. They do have the heavy bolt pistol, and of course the new one, but I'm not going to go over that yet. I personally do also like the heavy bolt pistol, so it's like a personal opinion on this. Whoever you prefer. I personally like the bolt pistol more round, shoot faster, you know. This one shoots kind of slow, you know, you're doing more damage, but I like to shoot a little faster, putting the round down range, you know. Last one we're going to talk about on this class is the melee weapon, your bread and butter. That's like your main weapon, okay? You have 3 choices. You have the Chainsword, Thunderhammer, and Power Fist. Now, I always like the Thunderhammer. I love it in the single player. I love it in the tabletop version. I love the Thunderhammer. So, I'm not saying this is the best weapon, but I love this weapon more than the other ones, okay? So, there's 3 different versions. The first one is higher cleaving potential. So you do a little bit more AoE, but defense is balanced. Okay. Next one is you have less cleaving potential, but your defense is fencing. Remember, I always like the fencing option because it's just easier to deflect any strike. Last one is block. I'm not even going to go over it because block sucks. Until they fix it, I'm never going to use block. Okay, the whole game is about parry. Why would you have a version that says block? Now, the fencing option, in my opinion, is the best. It has the same damage and speed as the balance option. If you guys are really good at the timing and really good at blocking and parry, please be my guest, use the balance option. Okay? So that's the only difference. Now let's go into the skill tree. Okay? It's, how would you expect? It's pretty straightforward. Everything I'm doing is doing more damage. Okay? That's your whole goal, is to do more damage. So a lot of these perks are very self-explanatory why I did the way I did, okay? So first skill, perpetual strength, melee damage increased by 5%. Fast preparation, aftershock preparation time is reduced by 30%. That's when you stand there and just hold your melee button and charge. Now, I barely use that skill, so, you know, I'm not good at it, or maybe that's just in my opinion. I don't think it's worth it, so that's just my choice. But I have to go down this bottom skill tree first. Next one, perpetual strength, melee damage increased by 5%. Then I go up one real quick, perpetual strength, the melee damage increased by 5%. So right now your melee damage is increased by 15% so far. Okay? Ground slam area of effect radius increased by 50%. That's when you do your melee attack and you just hold your melee button and you do a ground slam. So that's when I use it on, like, let's say I'm fighting a Tyranid warrior, a lot of homogons behind me, I use it, get them back off of me. Okay. Next one, after performing a ground slam, hold the attack button to perform an additional ground slam. Pretty straightforward. You do 2 ground slam. Just like your chainsaw, you do 2 stomp. Okay, pretty straightforward. Next one, perpetual strength. Melee damage increased by 5%. Okay. Next one, armored strength. When you have full armor, melee damage increased by 10%. So right now, if you have full armor, you have total of extra 30% more damage, melee damage. Next, while performing a light combo, you take 15% less range damage. You're a melee character, you take a lot of range damage, so this is going to help you sustain a little bit longer, okay? Next, patient reward. When your health is below 30%, a fully prepared aftershock restores 1 armor segment. Now, I don't care about the aftershock, but I have to go down this tree because of the next perk. Melee damage against Majora's level enemies increased by 10%. Okay, so technically right now I have a total increase of 40% of damage against a Majora's level enemy. So I'm just trying to buff the melee damage as much as I could. Because even with all these buffs, you're still hitting them like sponges. You're just throwing them, you're hitting them with a freaking marshmallow, it feels like. It's just, they are so tanky in the higher difficulty, even with a maxed out Thunder Hammer. So I will do whatever I need to do to increase the amount of damage I could do to them to take them down faster. Homogons, I don't care as much. I have a Thunder Hammer, I can cleave them down really quick. It's the Majora's enemy on these later difficulty that has a huge problem with the team. Okay, so I always try to buff as much damage as possible. But that's my Thunder Hammer build. I really enjoy the Assault, okay? I always love the Assault class in the tabletop because I can just deep strike them, get into the enemy backline, just wipe out a small squad of them. They're really fun, but sometimes they could be kind of like glass cannon. So I try my best to be like, okay, if I'm going to be a glass cannon, I better, you know, make sure I kill them, right? So I do everything I could to buff the damage on the class. But I really enjoy the Assault class. I am hoping they adjust the Assault class slightly, not to buff them, but maybe add a melee range weapon. Okay, allow you to hover on the air. Okay, okay, maybe not even add a primary weapon. Okay, that's fine. Let me use my pistol, okay, to hover in the air. Something like that. That would have been fun. Okay. But they didn't, so I don't know what the reason is, but that was fun when I was doing it in the campaign. Just go up in the air with a bolt rifle, boom, 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 just putting around down range. I thought that was really fun. So hopefully eventually they add it. But anyways guys, this is my build for my Assault class. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like I said, I know I've been MIA for a while, so I'm trying to shoot out some video for you guys. Thank you for watching, guys. I'll see you guys next time.